Yo, what up everybody, this is RBT coming at you with my week 3 college football recap video. I'm actually really tired right now, so just bear with me. I'll go ahead and make into this because, like I said, I'm really tired, and I think there's like 4 games going on. 4 games going on. It's Ole Miss, Texas, BYU, Utah, Arizona, South Carolina State, and UCLA, Houston. Out of all the 4 of those games, the only one that's like close is gonna be BYU and Utah at 7-7 right now at half. So yeah, but like I said, just bear with me because I'm really tired. Is it even week 3? Yeah, it's week 3. Sorry. Starting out, Wake Forest, Florida State. Florida State showed that they were for real today. I kind of thought Wake Forest was gonna surprise them like they did last year. I didn't think they were gonna beat them, but I thought Florida State was gonna. I thought Wake Forest wasn't gonna lose by 52 like they did. I thought it was gonna be more of like a touchdown game. But Florida State showed they were for real. Their offense looked a lot better than I thought. That's the one part of their team which is suspect to me, but they look good today. Defense looked absolutely great. I think they gave up 3 points all year. Might be wrong, but they won 52-0. Minnesota really edges out Western Michigan 28-23. Marquise Gray got hurt in this game, but backup quarterbacks came in and kind of led the team to victory on 28-23. Nebraska took care of business against Arkansas State, won 42-13. Even though head coach Bo Pelini went like to the hospital during halftime in an ambulance. I don't know whatever came out of that. I haven't seen anything more about that, but I heard it was just for flu-like symptoms. Ohio State edges out Cal 35-28. There's a bunch of terrible calls in this game. Cal came this close to at least tying the game or winning the game at least. And there was one holding call that was absolutely ridiculous and shouldn't have been called on a long touchdown pass, but they got called back. I don't think Cal scored on that drive. But anyway, Braxton Miller led a game-winning drive towards the very end. They won 35-28. Oklahoma State blows out Louisiana-Lafayette 65-24. Pitt shocks Virginia Tech 35-17. I thought Pitt was one of the worst teams in the country coming in this game, and they still very well may be. But Virginia Tech never shows up against lower or worse schools. They always make schools look good. I mean, Virginia Tech's always a consistent team, but they just never blow out teams and always let teams like Pitt hang around. Pitt, traditionally in the last few years, have been a decent school, but this year, personally, I think they're atrocious. But, they played pretty good today and beat number 13 team in the country by, 18 points. So, congrats to Pitt. It's a big win. I don't know how many they're going to win this year, but it is what it is. Illinois beats CSU 44-0. TCU in their Big 12 debut beats Kansas 20-6. Early turnover kind of set the tone for this game, and the turnovers on TCU. But I think if the turnover doesn't happen, this game is a lot worse than the final score. But it kind of kept Kansas in the game, and they got a field goal out of that drive, and but it doesn't matter because TCU won 26. But yeah, Miami beat Bethune-Cookman 38-10, and oh my god, dude, if you haven't seen the picture of the Miami attendance for this game and seeing the stadium, it's a joke. Google it, something. I'm sure you'll find it. It's a joke. There's probably 10% of the stadium's filled. So sad. Auburn, oh my god, barely beats Louisiana-Monroe in overtime 31-28. The reason Louisiana-Monroe lost this, they missed 2 field goals. Auburn gets a Hail Mary before halftime. 1 touchdown shouldn't even have happened because it was second and long or third and long, I forget what it was, and then they just throw the ball up to Philip Lutzenkirchen, and he catches it. Granted, it was a nice catch, but as soon as he catches it, ULM defender just pops him right in his shoulder. I mean, it's a clean hit, big hit, great play by the defender. I mean, he caught the ball still. He's trying to knock it loose. It was a good play, good hit, clean hit. And they called a 15-yard penalty on that play, and that they wouldn't have scored on that drive if it wasn't for that penalty. I mean, that might just be sour grapes on my part, but ULM got kind of screwed out of some situations. Much as Auburn got lucky in some phases, but I mean, a win's a win, not making excuses, but it is what it is. Connecticut beats Maryland 24-21. I got this prediction right. I think I said Connecticut by field goal. I forget what I said the score was, but got that prediction right. It was a big game because the homecoming of Connecticut's old coach playing them at their home stadium, so that was interesting. Vandy shuts out Presbyterian 58-0. Austin Carter Samuel started this game, so that's kind of. You wonder if he's going to start over Jordan Rutgers now. That'll be interesting to watch. Zach Stacy had a total of 174 yards. Big play. A big threat in the backfield for Vandy. Clemson beats mighty Furman 41-13. Oregon beats Tennessee Tech 63-14. Even though Tennessee Tech came out to a 7-0 lead, that was interesting. Marcus Mariota had a big game. D'Anthony Thomas had over 200 yards total offense. Alabama beats Arkansas 52-0. I mean, a big part of that was probably because Todd Wilson didn't play, but Alabama played lights out like they have been all year. So nothing really to brag or nothing really to negativity-wise on Alabama's part to say about this. Arkansas, they're shorthanded, but 52-0 is unacceptable no matter who you are, no matter who's your quarterback, especially with the SEC team. But hey, I'm not complaining. Georgia Tech beats Virginia 56-20. They went out into a 35-0 lead, 35-7 lead in the first half. So basically, there it was over. Georgia Tech ran all over Virginia. With the way things played out today, I wonder how. I don't understand how Georgia Tech lost Virginia Tech. It's just like seems like Virginia Tech's always a good matchup versus Georgia Tech. So big win for G Tech. Northwestern improves to 3-0. Beat Boston College 22-13. Northwestern might be a sleeper team in the Big 12 now. I mean, they're 3-0. They beat I think it's 3. They beat Syracuse, Vandy, and Boston College. I mean, that's 3 tough games, especially for a team like Northwestern. They won all of them. I mean, it hasn't been by much, but I mean, a win's a win and gaining some momentum. Louisville holds off North Carolina 39-34. Sorry, reading the text. But Louisville was out to a monumental lead in the first half. What was it, 36-7 in the first half? And North Carolina made this a game and scored 20 points in the fourth quarter. They outscored Louisville 27-3 in the second half. But Brent Renner threw, I think, 5 touchdown passes in this game to 1 pick. Might not have thrown a pick, I'm not sure. But Teddy Bridgewater, he might actually be a sleeper for the Heisman. He's having a big year. I think he was like 22 or 29 or something. He's made hardly any mistakes at all this year. He's a really good quarterback, and Louisville's a super team. I mean, if they go undefeated in that schedule in the Big East, I mean, they're gonna slowly rise up in the poll. I mean, North Carolina's a good win. I mean, North Carolina was preseason one of the better teams. Well, people said they were one of the better teams in the ACC, and I mean, they made them look silly in the first half. But I mean, like I said, if Louisville goes undefeated in that Big East schedule, they might be top 5, maybe even top. I mean, who knows? In the country at the season's end. So we'll see how that plays out. That'll be interesting to see if the Big East team can actually make it to the national championship. And they already have a win over a team in the SEC. This makes it a win over another team, another BCS team. So who knows? Hey, they're a really good team. It's a really young team too. I think they only have 9 seniors altogether. So the team will be even much better next year. Michigan blows out UMass 63-13. that should have been expected. Uh, Props to Penn State. They proved me wrong. They beat Navy 34-7 to grab their first victory of the season. Don't think they'll get another win the rest of the season, but man, this one guy was hating on my prediction video, calling me an idiot. I mean, why wouldn't you have picked against Penn State in this game? I mean, they're absolutely terrible. All due respect, I mean, everybody understands what their problem is, and they lost their starting wide receiver, or their best wide receiver, and I think their backup kicker left too. I mean, they didn't have any playmakers as it was. Their first two running backs were out, and they didn't have hardly any threats. There were only two threats somewhat, was the receiver that left and the starting running back, and they're gone. So I mean, why wouldn't you predict against Penn State in this game? But like I said, they proved me wrong. But that guy's kind of getting on my nerves commenting on my video. But I mean, trolls gonna be trolls. I mean, don't watch my video if you can't take in me picking against your favorite team. That's just annoying. I hate when people do that. My prediction, my upset prediction, came close, I guess. Northern Iowa over Iowa, I said, but Iowa won 27-16. Iowa's a young team. Sorry, I had to just stop that because somebody just asked me something, and I was not about to restart this video after 11 minutes, so I don't know what I was talking about when I stopped, but I think I was talking about, I don't even know, Northern Iowa, Iowa. Iowa won 27-16. I don't even know, but whatever. Moving on, Texas A&M blows out Southern Miss 48-3. Southern Miss, wow. SMU 48-3. Johnny Manziel had a big game. I thought this would be like a sleeper pick for SMU, especially playing at home. And Texas A&M put so much into that game against Florida that I thought this would be kind of a trap game, so to say. But I mean, they proved me wrong, and they won 48-3, big win. He actually set a school record, it says, for passing yards. So East Carolina beat Southern Miss 24-14. Looks like Southern Miss is really missing Anthony Alford, Larry Fedora, head coach, and they started 0-2. So I mean, it's a big win for East Carolina, big win for for them in the CUSA. Boise State has no problem with Miami, Ohio 39-12. Syracuse, kind of close game against Stony Brook 28-17. Central Florida holds off in-state rival Florida International 33-20. I think I predicted this game. I don't remember, but UCF, like I've said, is a talented team. Brian Boyles is a really underrated quarterback. It's probably one of the best in the USA. And I'll say it once, say it again, that UCF will be one of the teams to be surprising in the Big East years to come and to be successful. My phone's ringing, and I'm not restarting this video again, man. It's just annoying. West Virginia has no problem with James Madison 42-12. Local school South Alabama loses to North Carolina State 31-7. I don't know how North Carolina State only scored 31 because it was like 28-0, like with 12 minutes left in the second quarter. So I don't know what they did. Florida beats Tennessee 37-20. I was totally wrong on this prediction. Tennessee's just not quite there yet, I guess. I don't know how Florida's doing this. I guess you can say I'm sold on Florida now. Jeff Driscoll had a really good game. He's probably his best game so far by far. His best game so far by far. But they won 37-20 over Tennessee. I guess I'm buying into the Florida, not hype, but into what they're doing. I thought it was just they just squeaked it out last week, got lucky, but I guess like they say, defense wins championships. Florida, everybody knows they have a great defense. It's just their offense is suspect. But I mean, if you have if the other team's defense is out there the whole time because their offense can't do anything, I mean, I guess their offense is going to be better than what it would be otherwise. So 37-20 Tennessee. I guess Florida is probably one of the better teams in the SEC East. Probably not the best team, but we'll see. Tennessee, I was wrong about them. Cal Poly knocks off Wyoming. Wow, 24-22. Ohio remains unbeaten, 27-24. Look for them to be ranked probably in the next few weeks. They beat Marshall, by the way, 27-24. Western Kentucky beats Kentucky in overtime, 32-31. A big win for the Hilltoppers, the first one ever against the SEC school. They had the lead 24-17 with like 2 minutes left to go, and Kentucky scores was like 30 seconds left to tie the game. A big drive by Kentucky, but ended up losing in overtime. Western Kentucky went for 2 and got it. Gutsy Caldwell, Willie Taggart. Don't be surprised if when Joker Phillips gets fired. It's not a question of if he gets fired. It's a question when he gets fired. And don't be surprised if Kentucky calls up Willie Taggart at Western Kentucky and sees if he wants to be the head coach. Why is everything going wrong? My dog's barking now. You know what? I'm not restarting this. I'm sorry. You'll have to deal with my dog barking. Missouri, without James Franklin, beats Arizona State at home 24-20. Burke Stresser is the quarterback. Had a pretty good game, especially filling in for a really good quarterback in James Franklin. And they went on to an early lead, 17-7. It was 17-7 at the half, and Arizona State scores 10 points in the fourth quarter, but Missouri holds them off to get the close victory. And Cincinnati only scored 23 points against Delaware State. Kansas State kind of struggled with North Texas. They beat them 35-21. It was only 14-7 at half, but Colin Klein is probably one of the better teams in the country. Kansas State remains unbeaten. And watch out for Colin Klein to be a sleeper for the Heisman. He's a really good player, Tebow-esque. He's Tebow, but with a better arm and right-hander. I said right-handy. Wow. South Carolina has no problem with UAB. 49-6, even though Connor Shaw didn't play. Texas Tech remains unbeaten against New Mexico, 49-14. Mississippi State, close game against Troy. They won 30-24. Troy had over 500 yards of offense, so Mississippi State struggled. But like I've said before, and I'll always say this for the rest of my life, when bigger teams go into a smaller school's own stadium, that's when you have trouble. No matter who you are, you're gonna have some trouble in that game. You're not necessarily gonna lose the game, but you're gonna have trouble. I mean, it's just my opinion, and I can have facts to prove it, and this is another one of those facts to prove it. But like I said, they squeaked out the victory 30-24 over Troy. Baylor was having troubles with Sam Houston State. They had to score 24 points in the fourth quarter to win 48-23, but they were losing 20-10 at halftime against Sam Houston State, but now they remain undefeated. They're 2-0. A big game against old ULM, Louisiana-Monroe, for this Friday on ESPN. Nevada gives up 34 points to Northwestern State, but they win 45-34. And Stanford beats USC with the shocker of the day, 21-14. Fourth straight year they beat USC. The difference in this game was USC's offensive line was absolutely atrocious. If you watch that game and watch that last drive, like Matt Barkley was getting sacked like every single play. That's unacceptable if you're the number 2 ranked team in the country, and it's just surprising to me. But Stanford won 21-14. Josh Nunez had a rough first half, had 2 picks, but he came back in the second half, was pretty much perfect. He had 2 touchdowns, no picks. I think he threw for about 200. Sorry, God, I about died. He threw for about 200 yards in the game, so he had a big game. Stephon Taylor had a pretty big game too. I think he ran for over 150 yards. So props to Stanford. I didn't give them too much of a chance in this game, but they proved me wrong. So they're probably a sleeper for the Pac-12 right now. Not necessarily a sleeper, but contender for the Pac-12 championship this year. Georgia beats A&M. Wow. Florida Atlantic 56-20. Colorado State, after beating Colorado in the first game, lost 2 straight. They lost to North Dakota State last week, and this week they lost to San Jose State 20-40. Feel bad for old Jim McElwain at Colorado State. Iowa State remains unbeaten, beats Western Illinois 37-3. Ball State holds off in-state rival Indiana after a 14-point fourth quarter and a potential comeback, but they won 41-39 in a close game. Idaho. LSU beats Idaho 63-14. That was expected. Idaho is terrible, 0-3. Notre Dame beat Michigan State. I am proud of this pick. I did pick Notre Dame, and they won 20-3. Kind of glad that Notre Dame won this game solely for the reason Manti Te'o had that rough week. I don't imagine being a football player of his caliber and losing your girlfriend and your grandma on the same exact day and playing football that Saturday. I could not. I'd be in a deep depression for like a month. I'm not even gonna lie to you if that happened to me. But props to him. He's a great representation of Notre Dame. All Notre Dame fans should be proud to have a guy like him in his team, and have a guy like him on that team. But they went 20-3. Everett Golson led them to a victory. Kind of sloppy on both sides, but Notre Dame played better defense, won 20-3. Wisconsin barely edges out Utah State. I do not understand what's going on with Wisconsin. I do know that Utah State is like a really talented team. They have a really good quarterback, Chucky Keaton. And you think he's only a sophomore, so he's going to be dangerous to other teams in years to come. But with that said, Wisconsin should not be losing to a team like Utah State. Even though they lost to Oregon State last week, that's two totally different teams. And it came down to Utah State missing a 37-yard field goal. And if they would have got that, they would have won the game. But they didn't, and Wisconsin wins 16-14. And I don't know about Wisconsin. I don't think they're going to win the division in the Big Ten. I think it's going to come down probably Purdue is going to win that division. But we'll see. Fresno State beats Colorado State 69-14. Wow, that's unacceptable for a Pac-12 school to lose to. Not only to lose to Fresno State, but lose by 54 points. Is that 54? 55 points. Sorry, I'm tired. But wow, I think they had over 700 yards of offense. David Carr's little brother's the quarterback for Fresno State, but that's ridiculous. And that's it. So sorry about the little spot in the middle where I had to restart, but I hope this wasn't too bad. It's really tired, but I'm gonna end it here, and I'll be doing a video for the Titans Chargers recap tomorrow and a NFL recap. So see you guys later. As always, roll tide, go Sox, and go Titans. See you later.